Prime Minister Kamla says tomorrow marks the observance of two distinct holidays which are characteristic of the multifaceted diversity of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. She made the statement in her message to the nation.
As Trinidad and Tobago prepares to observe Labor Day and Corpus Christi tomorrow, Prime Minister Kamla says both observances show our true diversity. In a statement to the nation, Mrs. says the Feast of Corpus Christi celebrates the tradition and belief in the body and blood of Jesus Christ and his real presence in the Holy Sacrament. She says it emphasizes the joy of the institution of the most holy body and blood of Christ. Mrs. goes on to say that civic duty is a responsibility of every citizen of sound mind and body. To aim higher than the circumstances of birth and chance that encircle us is a duty and responsibility that falls to every man, woman and child of Trinidad and Tobago. She says we cannot and must not leave our duties and responsibilities to our colleagues, family, friends and fellow citizens in the ill-considered hope that they will solve our domestic problems and our nation's difficulties for us. The Prime Minister says we need to face our difficulties fearlessly without trivializing them, but in the expectation that because we are willing to work together to bring focus, concentration and goodwill to tackling the issues that impede our progress, our united efforts will bear fruit. Mrs. further says that we do look naturally for leadership from our leaders who have made the pledge that they will not tire in their efforts to provide continuous guidance to our fellow citizens. She goes on to say whatever the public perception of the role of our leaders be, assured that it is our government's constant preoccupation and determination that our best efforts will determine our actions on behalf of all citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. She says as Prime Minister and a proud citizen of Trinidad and Tobago, she is gratified that our nation possesses a rich legacy of cultural, economic, political, religious and social freedom that is enriched in our constitution and cherished by the diverse people of our nation. Mahalia Joseph, C News.
The Prime Minister said in a statement issued this afternoon that the fall of the previous government was because of 9 years of broken promises to deliver even preschools for our children, and not because former Prime Minister Patrick Manning mishandled the UDCOT issue. Mrs. was responding to remarks made by the leader of the opposition, Dr. Keith Rowley, to the Port of Spain Rotary Club on Tuesday. Dr. Rowley said had he been on the seat of power, he would have shown some humility at that time and admitted that the PNM was wrong in its handling of UDCOT. Mrs. said those remarks are an insult to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, claiming that Dr. Rowley has never fully explained his own involvement in the rise of Cold Heart under the previous PNM government. The Prime Minister pointed to his silence and permissiveness sitting in cabinet for 5 years after alleged bid rigging at UDCOT.